Perfect. That's it. You see how much power you got on that? That's nice. Okay guys, so today we're gonna have a lesson that you're gonna love. I call it hitters win, pushers win, and tweeners lose. I'm here with Jared and Leon. First of all, how's your trip been out here on the French tennis experience?
Outstanding, highly recommended.
Now what I love about Jared's game is he's to start out the pandemic. You're gonna see he's got really nice strokes. He's got excellent topspin, forehand, and backhand, right? But if he can learn how to hit the ball for 2 out of 3 sets, he can win matches because hitters win matches, right? But you do something I call tweening, when we talked about this, where you get into a match and you want to hit, but then you don't quite go for your shots. Is that right?
Yep, every time.
Every time. And so why do you think this happens to you?
Just lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence. That's a big part of it. And why do you think you struggle with confidence in your matches? Why do you end up tweening?
Just making the points more important than they really are, and it's just not relaxing. And
that's a big part of it. Now let me ask you these questions. To be a hitter, what does it require besides confidence?
very loose and relaxed.
Very loose and relaxed. Why do you need to be loose and relaxed?
So you can get that pop right through the ball.
You can get that pop through the ball. By popping, would you say acceleration is another good word for it?
That's a much better word.
Okay, so to accelerate through the ball, you're swinging fast, correct?
Correct.
To swing fast through the ball, what does that require to do it successfully?
You need to be set up properly.
Nope. Try again.
Get your hip going.
Nope. To hit the ball fast and accelerate and do it successfully, you need to have impeccable timing. And this is what recreational players refuse to understand, or maybe they don't get. As great as the pros are, even when I watched Novak Djokovic play at Indian Wells, he was still training 2 times a day for 2 hours. That's 4 hours. So they understand that to accelerate and to keep their balls in, and they've already hit, how many more balls have they hit than us? I mean, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more than we've hit the ball. And they're still hitting that much every day to keep that impeccable timing up so that they can accelerate and hit the ball. They still push the ball too sometimes, but they hit it a lot more than we can. So what I want you to understand, since you're new to the game, is you're going to have to accept and find the ratio, if you want to win matches, of what you can hit and what you should push. Most people think I just need to practice more and hit more. But the reality of the situation is you don't hit enough balls on a consistent basis to be able to go out there and have an entire match to where your confidence meter and your timing is impeccable through 2 out of 3 sets. So you've got to have honest conversations with yourself and learn when you need to push the ball in play and when you can hit the ball. So if you can learn how to play a match and push at the right time and hit at the right time so that you don't end up tweening too much, you're going to absolutely destroy a lot of players that right now you're losing to, and you're walking off the court going, how did I lose that match? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I want to do is I want to show people, first of all, how you hit the ball, because you hit a nice ball. But what you haven't learned, and what a lot of people out there in YouTube land will not look up, because there's not many videos on there. Why is there not many videos on there? Because you guys are not typing it in on YouTube. It's how to push a ball. And lots of people think pushing is pusher. No, pushing is a nice chip shot or block shot. And everybody out there should have one and know when to use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of showing off right now. This guy has only hit a ball now for like 2 or 3 years. Watch how good he's got. He's got excellent technique for playing for such a short time. Let's do this.
Okay.
All right, Jared, time to show off. Here's your forehand. So as you guys can see, this is an excellent forehand for only a couple years playing. But we can see he's made one and he's missed one. He just made that one. Good. He's a little close to the ball. That's a good shot. I'm going to move him a little bit. Good. I'm going to bring him up. Excellent form. That one flew on him, right? That one flew on him again, so he might be getting a little nervous. That one went in. Good. And that one hit the line. Pretty good strokes. Jared, so first of all, how do you think you hit the ball?
Not very well.
And
50%, inconsistent, just too close to the ball.
okay, and then he even said that sucked, right? It actually didn't suck. I'm sure a lot of people watching who've been playing for years would go, "Wow, he's got really nice strokes." So that's number one. We tend to start beating ourselves up too soon. But we did see that he did miss a number of balls. I don't think it was 50%. I think he probably made 70% and might have missed 30%. But we can start to do that in our head where we're like going, "Oh, I'm playing bad. I stink. This is not feeling right." And then our opponent is getting a lot of balls in, and it makes us more and more nervous. Remember, when you're hitting a ball, this is what I want people to understand why it's so hard to do. Even though you look much better than your opponent, when you're a hitter, if you're a golf player, if you're golfing, you're basically like on the driving range hitting, right? And we know that if you're a little off when you hit a golf shot, you're way off, right? I've played golf a little bit, not enough to be good. So if I hit a good shot, it's great, it's straight. I can hit the next shot and feel it's almost the same, and all of a sudden I'm in the woods. And that's built on acceleration. And if I were to drive a golf shot right now and you're standing there, right, I'd say, "Hey, Jared, you better move." And you'd go, "I better move because I have no idea. I might get hit." But if we're playing putt-putt golf and I'm getting ready to putt the ball, you'd probably stand there comfortably. You wouldn't be nervous. Is that right? You wouldn't be afraid I'm going to hit you.
Right.
Right? So a lot of people that you're losing to out there, they're actually putting the ball. Their job is a lot easier. Even though your job makes you look better, if you're a hitter, your job is much harder to win the match because you're basically out there playing somebody who's putting the ball. And if the racket at speed isn't moving as much, it's still easy to get into the court. Even though it might not look great, it's still easy to get it in. There's less that can go wrong. There's a lot more that can go wrong when you're hitting the ball. So you have to understand that since I don't have impeccable timing, since I don't get to train as much as Novak Djokovic, and since I haven't been doing this since I'm 5 years old, learning how to get that hitting and pushing combination is extremely important. So right now I'm going to teach you how to push a ball, but how to push a ball with style so you guys can look good out there and win more matches. Okay. You know where it's going? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed you some forehand volleys. The first thing you want to get yourself into is a continental grip. Do you know the continental grip? Absolutely, great. Okay, so when I feed you the ball, just volley the ball down the line, and we'll take it from there. Okay, Jared, are you ready? Here comes some forehand volleys. Good. So guys, see, this guy's a student of the game. For playing so little, he already has better technique on the volley than so many people have been playing their entire life. So this is going to be hopefully easy for him. Okay, so first of all, I know being at this camp from some of my instruction and watching you hit a volley earlier in the week, and then also you had Johan Kriek who won 2 Australian Opens. Your volley technique has improved this week here, hasn't it?
Quite a bit, yeah.
It's improved quite a bit this week. So guys, if you want to come travel and play some tennis with us, we're going to South America in February. We're going to go to Rafa's Academy next year. We're going to go to Patrick Mouratoglou in South America. You think we might see you back at some point?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So he's improved his volley a lot this week. So that's great. Now, the trick is to have a really good push forehand or chip or block forehand. See, I don't like to call it a slice forehand because then people start chopping too much. You're actually pushing with your shoulder. So all the ball is going to do now is bounce in front of you, and I want you to keep the volley technique the same. If there's just a little hair of improvement, sometimes you're volleying like this and you're done. Try and lead a little more with the bottom edge. When you're hitting Tostin, we're leading more the top edge. When you're going to hit an underspin or a block or a push, you actually want to lead more with the bottom edge of that. Looks good. Man, this guy's a quick learner. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other side, let the ball bounce, and try and volley the ball off the bounce. Okay. It's harder than it sounds for a lot of people, though. Here, watch this, Jared. The first ball is going to be in the air, so volley it. Ready? Volley the ball. Good. Now let the ball bounce and volley it off the bounce. Notice how he added extra stuff to that. Everybody does. Don't feel bad, Jared. Right, here you go. Volley in there. That's excellent. Volley it off the bounce. Good. Notice how it doesn't look the same. Now, for some reasons, the timing changes for everybody. So whenever I do this drill, it takes a while. I'm pretty sure you're going to get it, though. But what happens when we introduce this, people start doing more when the ball bounces. And it's a different timing. So we can see when Jared's hitting the volley, he looks pretty good. When the ball is bouncing, he starts turning his wrist over. You see, guys, when the relationship changes with the racket butt right here, it's called the racket butt. When it changes to this, you end up not having good technique when you're learning how to hit a volley or a chip shot. You want to be done and keep the racket butt laid back. Don't turn over. Don't let the racket butt start to kick back this way. Then you looked a little more like this when the ball bounced. So it's very important, if you want to be a good volleyer, you want to have a good chip, you want to be a great storyteller. Right now, the story Jared wants to tell is that he's volleying the ball down the line. So when the ball bounces, I want my strings telling that story that I went down the line. You see how those strings are held on that target? If he's done, even if he hits a good shot, but his racket's like that, he's not telling a good story. He's actually telling a story that the ball went down. So now what I want is Jared's racket to be laid back, and when he's done, it's still in a laid back position. He doesn't need this extra stuff he thinks he needs. The strings have a lot of life to them. You don't give enough credit, all you tennis players out there, to how much energy are in the strings. Let the strings do their job. The ball bounces, volley off the bounce. Be a good storyteller. Let's see if Jared can do it. Okay, are you ready? So here we go. We're going to volley in the air. Good. You're going to volley off the bounce. Better. You're going to volley in the air. Good. You're going to volley off the bounce. He's doing better. He's going to volley in the air. Good. He's going to volley off the bounce. Better. Okay. So right now, the technique is getting better. Jared might be thinking, why is he saying I'm doing a better job? All these balls are floating and flying. I don't understand why he's saying good job. You might be thinking the same thing. This coach is a joke. He's saying good job. The ball doesn't look that good to me. But his technique is cleaned up. That's the first thing I want from you guys. It's not necessarily immediate success. It's cleaning it up step by step. Why is the ball flying on you, Jared? Do you have any idea?
Maybe it's just the tilt of the racket.
The racket is a little too open, but not necessarily even that the racket's a little too open. I think the way you're starting is fine. It's just you're letting the ball come back to you too much. So you're hitting it too late back here and it's deflecting up. If you start here, you want to have a little bit of what I call play in the elbow. And then the way you hit stick. Have you ever heard stick the volley? Sticking the volley, and if you're an experienced tennis player, you've heard it. It means like putting some pop on the ball, right? Making the ball go fast and then skid when it lands. That's like a sign of a good volley or a good chip shot. So you're letting the ball come back to you too much and contacting it here, and it's going too high. If you have that same setup, but then go forward and then extend out, you see how that ball had a lot more pop. So what you want to do is you want to lay the wrist back just like you're doing, and then you have play in the elbows. Your elbow's nice and bent, and then you're forward hitting it there, and then you still want room to push out, right? So you want to go pop, and you want to connect that with your hip. If I can, and the hip initiates all this. You went down too much. Go out, out. There you go, right? So a great drill that Jared can do, and you can do, is Jared, I want you to actually run around the other side of the net real quick. So a great drill that everybody can do at home, because notice how he was chopping down, is to use this net strap. First of all, put you in an athletic position, and what you want to do is you want to stay along this net strap and volley. And you see how my strings, I'm extended, but see the racket's still on the net strap. I'm telling a good story. This is what Jared needs to learn how to do. I do 100 of these a day if I'm Jared. Good, do it again. Good, notice how his string and his racket's coming off the net. Keep it on the net when you're done. That's better. Do it again, get lower. Good, do it one more time. Get here and stop. Good, bend lower. Get the racket head more up like that. Bend lower, and now push. That looked good. Do that again. That looks good. One more. Good. Now stay there. Now what he wants to learn how to do, and see if he can volley this ball to me, maybe get a little more wide angle so you can catch this. Ready? Put it on this, put it on the net. Good. And now just try and volley the ball to me. Good. Go back. Let's try that. Okay. Ready? Here we go. In the air, everything you learn, do the same thing. That was beautiful. On the bounce. Yes. Right, here you go. In the air. Good. On the bounce. Sorry, bad ball. Bad bounce. We got the French bounce out here on the bounce. Good. Try it again. On the bounce. That's right. On the bounce. Notice I think he's getting it now, so I'm just going to keep feeding him bounce balls. Don't add too much. You had it. Now all of a sudden you're deciding, I've got to add more to this. Less is more on this shot. Keep the strings on the target. Keep the strings on the target. That's right. Don't turn your wrist over. Show me the story when you're done. Good. Show me the story when you're done. Ready? When you're done, you have to freeze for 3 seconds. Freeze for 3 seconds. Good. One. See, he's here. He needs to learn how to freeze there. There. Let's do it again. Perfect. Now add some pop in the hip with it. More pop in the hip. Jab it with the hip. That's it. You see how much power you got on that? Jab it with the hip. The racket face is open. Close it up a bit. That's nice. First of all, Jared, you are starting to get it. As a coach, I can see you're getting it. As a student, do you feel like you're getting it yet, or do you still not feel it?
A little bit more.
He's feeling a little bit. And that's the thing, too. Lots of times the coaches see it before the students feel it, okay? Right now, he's obviously improving. And when he watches the video, he'll see he's improving. But to really get this, and if you guys really want to improve it, what you want to do is, first thing you want to do is a lot of shadow strokes until you get it. I was a serve and volley player, and I would walk around the house all day doing this because I learned how to serve and volley as a teenager, and I was already very, very highly ranked in 12 and under, so I was a baseliner, and then I had to transition to become a serve and volleyer. So it took a lot of reps and a lot of shadow strokes. So that's the most important thing. And the more you can connect your hip, your shoulder, and your hand to feel that pop, and the more you're just so detailed on your string finishing on your target, you're going to start to become an excellent volleyer, and you're going to develop an excellent chip shot. And then when you play your matches, you have to always tap into 2 things. Number 1, your confidence meter. And number 2 is the degree of difficulty of the shot you're getting. So also be able to rate how tough the shot is and what position you can get in. When your confidence meter is high, and since you hit such a great toss and forehand, you can be here and you're like, I feel good. And even though I miss, I'm going to live with myself, and I'm not going to say things like I suck. And I'm not going to be yelling at myself before the serve comes like, come on, Jared, get your act together. Stop pushing. Like if you're doing that, your confidence meter is low. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that to yourself?
A couple million times.
A couple million times. So when he's doing that stuff, his confidence meter's low. So if he's getting a second serve, and everybody's saying, come on, Jared, crush the second serve. This guy's serve stinks. And he goes like this, and he hits it way out. He should go, okay, Jared, you know what? I'm not feeling 100% confidence. Confidence meter sways throughout the matches. And the more you can learn to read it and do better with it, you'll play a more confident match. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're like here going, okay, I don't feel like I can crush this ball, but you know what? I'm still have a game plan. I might use a chip shot and bring them in and then lob them. That would be number 1. Especially if you're playing a pusher. I'd write down on a piece of paper before you play your next pusher, guys, I'm bringing the pusher to the net 100 times this match. Because what happens is the opposite. You think since you hit better than the pusher that you're going to win with skill, and that's what they love. You want to be the pusher, make them show off their skills. And they have to show off their skills when you bring them in, and then you bring them to the net. They have got to demonstrate a good approach shot, and then they got to have skill around the net to finish the point. Pushers are not good finishers. So put them in that finishing position. Then they come in, you can either rip a passing shot if your confidence meter goes up, if you see a ball you like, or you just want to win easy, just then lob them over their head. Okay, so on return of serves, lots of times you want to be chipping your return. If you have somebody who's serving a million miles an hour, block it back. Okay, it's a lot harder to time a fast serve and hit it back. When your confidence meter is high and you're reading the serve early, yeah, you can hit returns back. When you have a ball, this is probably the biggest mistake people make with reading the difficulty of a ball. The ball comes a little shorter, you run up to it, you're out of position, you still try and hit it, you miss the shot. Okay? You got to move forward, get to it, push it in. Learn to live another ball. You're not playing against Serena Williams or Novak Djokovic. If you hit a ball that decently in the middle of the court, they're not going to make you eat your lunch for it. You're still just in a rally. Then the next ball, you can be in position, see it nice, and then you can hit your shot. Okay, so the more you learn how to read into your own confidence meter and the degree of difficulty of the ball you're going to get, you're going to make better decisions, and you're going to live more in the world of being a hitter and a pusher, and you're going to stay out of tweener land, and you're going to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Okay, good job. And guys, hope you like this video. If you like this video, give us a big like here. We're in Lyon, France. We've had a great time. If you want to travel the world and play tennis with me, make sure you click the link up here somewhere in the description box. Also put in the comments section, because I can tell you these are a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you.
It was an awesome trip. So we want to see you on our next trip. We'll see you guys. Steve from Crunch Time Coaching signing off.